Well, hello, Mile House fans. Today is the 29th of April, 2026. It's a mild day today in the springtime, and what you're looking at is a little progress on my front porch. As you can see, I've installed the porch posts, which means I had to finish the porch floor, which I did. The porch floor, you may recall, is a synthetic product. The porch boards are 3 1/8 of an inch wide, and they are tongue and groove, and they are manufactured to replicate the wood that would have been used on a porch floor in 1903. And of course the porch posts sit on top of the porch boards. So I was able to finish the porch boards all the way around the house, and then I was able to install the porch posts. So I'm fairly satisfied. It's not perfect because I made a couple of goofs along the way, but I am fairly satisfied with how the porch boards came out. You're looking at a miter here, which isn't too visible to the eye. To the trained eye, somebody like Tom Silva in This Old House, he might critique it a bit, as do I, but for the average person looking at the porch floor and the porch boards, they say it looks pretty good. In any event, that's what I'm going to go with. These are PVC boards, and they have a 50-year warranty. So while the porch will get dusty and dirty, it won't need painting. There's nothing to fade, nothing to chip, nothing to peel. So hopefully all I'll have to do is give it a sweep or give it a rinse from time to time. I don't know if you can see in the video here, but we've had a lot of pollen here in the spring, and the porch is covered with pollen, which lends a little yellowish green hue on top of the gray. But let's say some rain will come along and it'll get washed off, and hopefully I won't have to spend too much time in the future maintaining it, because it's a maintenance-free product. The posts are also plastic, and of course plastic by itself wouldn't provide much structural support, but inside the post is a 2-inch steel pipe, and so therefore each of these posts is designed to handle up to a 1,000-pound load. And I have 9 of the posts on my porch, and the reason I have 9 posts is I couldn't find a photograph from 1903 to show what the original porch post configuration was. I was able to make note of the underside of the beam going around the porch, and there were some locations where there was no paint. So I had to assume that those locations were where the original porch posts were, but I also had to make an adjustment because I wasn't able to determine if the porch posts were placed so that they would be centered around the front door. And that's what I've done. So even though the post on the corner is close to the post that brackets the front door, I wanted to have the post bracketing the front door for aesthetic purposes. Plus, I didn't necessarily want to have I had to have something to anchor a balustrade to. And if the 2 porch posts about the front door weren't there, it wouldn't make sense. So, in any event, the post between the one by the door and the one in the corner, I've centered that one, so that way I don't have a balustrade assembly that's overly long. Because next year when I do the balustrade, that's going to be expensive, as it's going to be a plastic or PVC system as well. It'll be turned instead of square posts or balusters, but I think the turned is going to look better. In any event, once everything gets finished, I think this will look quite nice. In any event, you can see that I've taken the porch, finished the boards all the way around, got the posts installed, and once again all of the walls are painted, all the trim is done and in place, and even shutters. that it'll look pretty good, pretty close to what it looked like in 1903. Here at the bottom, where I have the lumber on top of the brick, I have to install a skirt board. And I want to do a skirt board out of PVC, but at that width and 70 feet in length, that's a lot of money for a PVC skirt board. So what I may do is I may take an old brick and take it to the paint store and see if they can match the color of the brick, and I may paint some or all of that lumber the terracotta color of the brick, and then adjust the width of the skirt board that I want to use. Typically you wouldn't find one unless you were on a mansion of a 12-inch width. But if I can make the lumber resemble the brick, a reasonable facsimile thereof, then I can go with a narrower skirt board at less expense. At the top, the gutter is going to get removed. Behind the gutter is the original crown molding that goes under the edge of the roof. But because that was the case when these gutters were put on, the gutter was strapped to the roof, and the crown molding prevents a different mounting system because of the angularity of the crown. But that'll be removed because it's going to be behind the gutter. You won't see it anyway. And then all of that will get scraped and painted white, and then I'll put in a new gutter, which will be a 6-inch K-style instead of this 5. What I found is that the 6-inch is big enough that when the leaves from the trees fall in, the wind kind of scours the leaves out. So I could go to the expense of a gutter leaf helmet, but that's an expense that I don't think is necessary. And especially if you go with a 6-inch K-style, may not be necessary at all. The goof that the gutter configuration originally had was that it was pitched toward the wall of the house. So the downspout you see there, I'm going to reconfigure it so that the pitch is toward the corner here, and then the downspout will be on that post there, and then it'll drain out to the lawn or to the gravel driveway, and then I never have to worry about it ruining the sidewall of the house. So as you can see, it's a long ways to go, but with the posts in, you can see that it's looking more like the house did in 1903. I got a lot of noise on the street today. It is a work day, so buses, vehicles, and then the morons with the loud mufflers. But so few and far between, so it's not too much of a problem. But in any event, that's how it is here at my old house, and we'll see you in the next video.